Hello and welcome to the Royal Enfield Ride Pure podcast. We are at the Royal Enfield Continental GT Cup presented by JK Tire. And today we're going to be talking about the very fact of identifying the next superstars. We are talking about street to the track. Now, with me are some fabulous character. The man on my right, I've decided to keep a little distance because of his size and his fitness. It's Kaibo from Guwahati, Sam. And Kaibo, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Kaibo and I'm from Guwahati. I used to be a national weightlifter, but I got injured actually. So then I stopped lifting for a bit now because my physio told me like stay away from lifting. And I started riding some. I was like uh, already was into riding. Then it gave me a like proper chance to get my like give my full commitment to riding. So
So, which category were you a national lifter?
it was like 102 category senior.
So, there is Saurav, who's 100. Okay.
I am 76. 60.
You're 60. So, can you carry these two guys maybe on one hand on the right?
Yeah, obviously. Yeah, 100%.
That's cap. That's cap. I think we should actually try. I don't think we can.
We are doing that. Let's do this. Let's do it. And on to his right is a man from Andheri. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi guys, what's up? So I'm Saurav Day. Yes, I'm from Mumbai. Yes, I'm from Andheri, US. And yes, what I do is I have a post-production house. So this is what I do.
I have a very important question for you.
Absolutely.
Where in Andheri do you get the best vada pav?
Vada pav best. There's this guy called Jay Tucker. So which is like 2 minutes away. Best
Heard
vada pav.
about him. Heard about
Absolutely.
him. And there's another man from Assam. Joring, welcome to the show. A little bit about yourself.
So hi guys, I'm Joring Warisa from Assam and small town called Umrangso, Dimasa.
And that small town has now a presence in a national championship. Joring, how does it feel to really come out of the dream to ride a bike? You actually didn't own a bike, right?
Yeah.
When you were growing up, and now you are in a championship competing in the Royal Enfield Continental GT Cup. This is massive. He said that you directly decided to go into a marathon without even practicing running.
Actually, my parents first they don't allow me for all this, like bike riding. They always call me whenever I ride bike.
Can you do that in your language as to how was that scolding
So
sounding?
it was like bike dader, ulider na zada uma glaimatsma. It sounds very.
I understood nothing.
Yeah, me too, even though I'm from
Show the
Northeast.
emotion. Now listen to this one. Kaibo, you went home.
Yeah.
You told your mom, you told your dad.
Yeah.
What did they tell you in your own mother tongue?
Like race কৰিব কি দৰকাৰ নৰ্মেল মানে ট্ৰেকত চলাই থাকা then my dad said কিহে পাইছে ইমানখিনি ৰিস্ক কৰিবৰ কাৰণে
Kaibo, it's it sounded very strict father with you. Talking about strict, you need to be disciplined as you have been a weightlifter.
yeah
How do you adapt from a weightlifter to a racer? There's a lot of changes, man.
totally different. I will like stop lifting weights because if you do lift weights and right afterwards you do get arm pump like your muscle is like stiff, so you need to do more lot of more cardio. So I got into running.
Tell me how important, Saurav, it is to, as far as fitness is concerned. You are fit yourself.
Absolutely, yes.
How fitness towards motorsports?
You
How,
won't believe though, I was 106 kgs fat. I was fat. I was just
tell us that story. So, for everyone who's listening at the Royal
Yeah.
Enfield Ride Pure podcast, it doesn't matter how heavy you are. Let's listen to his story.
Yeah, I mean, so fitness definitely plays a very important role because when I was riding a bike, when I was 106 kgs, now imagine the stress the bike is going through. You are 106, you're wearing your gears, your shoes, your helmet, and then you're sitting on the bike, and then you're accelerating.
Right.
So that suspension is taking a beating, man. And plus, besides that, when you are moving, you cannot move as agile. Like, you won't be that agile. You need that agility. Like when you're hitting the chicanes, you need to do all of these, but then you can't. So fitness does play a very important role.
So, as you were describing to me the corners, we are at the Curry Motor Speedway. Which is the longest right turn that you look at on this track?
Longest right turn is the one, the second last corner.
The second
That's
last corner.
the
So you are on. It's almost like turn 12 to 16. It's a long right-handers.
Yeah.
So when you're on the right-hander, take us through that motion as you hold your bike. What's the kind of grip levels? Take us through what happens there.
So just the good part is like just before the right hander, there's a fast right hander. So you are already speeding, and then you're looking there, and you go, and then you go outwards, and now you have to brake. Now because the right hander is much longer, so that's when you get up, you see that, and then again you're going with the flow, and then you go, you look there, you keep looking there, now you look there. So
So
you
do
are
that
already
action in
in that.
quick time. Now it's right
Oh,
and the left.
okay. It's
Come on,
happening like
hold the
live.
bike.
Okay, so I'm on the bike. I've hit the right hander. I'm straight. I go straight, and then I go straight up, and then I go here, I go there, I go there, I go there, and then that's how it goes.
That switch.
Hmm.
I need to ask you, uh, how do you practice your reflexes?
Reflexes like riding on like go-kart tracks and all, small bikes.
Is there a particular exercise that you do in order to try to get from the
You
street
need
to the track? Is there a certain pattern
you
that
need
you follow? I'm trying to
lot
understand the
amount
pattern.
of like leg strength and core strength. So
Absolutely.
basically like if you do any exercise related to legs like squats or like Bulgarian squats and do planks and all, like it will be enough for you to do the movements on the bike. It will be like very fluid. Like you need core strength and leg strength to do the hang off, because you are pressing the pegs like when you are leaning inside pegs, like when you're leaning the.
At the Royal Enfield Ride Pure podcast, you are getting advice from a man who was 106. And how much do you weigh right now?
76.
What are you saying?
Yeah.
40 kilos.
Absolutely, yes.
You shelled off 40 kilos. And please let the secrets be revealed today.
For sure, man. See, I had this planned. So I will not deny the first thing that you need to do is fix your diet. This is 80%. 20% in 10% is your workout and 10% is recovery. So if you don't
Right.
recover, you don't eat well, no matter what you do, no matter what you do in your workout sessions, nothing's gonna work. You need to be in a calorie deficit. You need to work. You need to do your CrossFits. You need to get the functional training done for your fat loss. Your metabolism needs to improve. It needs to be faster. That's what you need to work on. If your metabolism isn't fast, that's when you are gaining fat, even if you're working.
Beautifully said. Joring, I need to talk to you on this one. When you talk about fitness, there's also the mental fitness that you talk about. You've had a crash,
Yeah.
and to rise back from that crash, to come back onto the bike, say, I will ride again. Take me to that story.
My crash was there in Chennai, MIC.
Understood.
Yeah, so it was like I went and I just hit the other guy, and then I fell, like I fell. I had a crash, but coming back was I was like I won't give up. I have to ride. Coming all the way from Assam till here wasn't easy for me. Getting scolding from parents and all this.
I love that scoldings, but then it just fuels you to get back on the track. But then, did you ever doubt yourself? You've had a fall, that you'll go back onto the bike again.
By the time when I fell last season was by that time like I get up, picked up my bike. Lots of riders they already went, so and my bike handlebar was like bent, so I couldn't race again.
It's a very strong story. In motorsports, there are lot of highs, but the lows are really lows.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Tell me about your low, the lowest part. The tears are there.
Yeah, so I was open track day session. It wasn't a race. I was gunning it. And I was feeling good about it. And at around 170 or something is when I was cornering, and then I lost my rear because I leaned too much, and I could feel that tire go like this. And lack of experience, you might say, I chopped the throttle off. So as soon as this happened, so the bike went like this, and then you chop the throttle, so the bike flipped me. I was in the air, the bike was above me, and I could
Wow.
see my bike going. I was like, oh shit, I just paid for that.
And that's my bike.
Yeah, that's my bike. And then I fell down, and that was chaos. And that got me the fear. Like, can I ride again? So
Let's do this. Okay. So all three of you get onto your bikes. Now hold your bikes.
all right.
Let's try and do this art. And now if you're going to watch this as the left-hander. So how do you drop into a left-hander quickly, everyone? There we go. Left-hander.
Brake, then leg dangle maybe.
Imagine
Alright.
it's a very tight hander con. In fact, turn number one in the Curry Motor Speedway,
okay.
it's got that. So we're going to start with each of your acts. Joring, you go first.
So what I do is like when the brake comes, Then give the gas and flip.
Wow, we've got some candid moments. Go ahead.
You're tucked in, you're all the way tucked in. You know what now to do. You see your braking marker with your peripheral vision, and then you go like bam, 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 bam. You come to the second gear, and that's when you go. You hit your apex, and then you got.
Let's.
The only thing I do differently is like after braking, I will, let go of my leg from the peg and, dangle a bit and then back in the bed, then, go into the corner and then, I guess.
So then, every element, whether it is breaking late, each of you have different style. How do you arrive at your perfect style? One of you give me an answer.
That's like an experiment. So it's like, I'm pretty sure all of us have tried all sorts of braking. Now, he's arrived to a leg dangle. I've arrived to a aggressive downshift. He's arrived going fast into the corners. What we establish is that when you're braking really hard, your front is getting so loaded that your bike lifts a little from behind. Your rear tire even might be in the air if you're braking really hard. And that's when your leg dangle will help you to stabilize the gravity, the center of gravity, and you push the bike down again when your leg is back in, and that's when you take a corner. And that happens in fractions of seconds. So,
When I'm watching three of you talk to me, what I'm really thankful to this entire ecosystem that we have created, the Royal Enfield Continental GD Cup, is the amount of maturity about bikes you've grown with. Now, you're looking up to the pros. So let me
yeah.
start with the first question. Who is the most fittest rider in the pro grid of the Royal Enfield Continental GD Cup?
Physically fit, hands down, Anish.
Anish Shetty?
Yeah.
Why is Anish Shetty so fit?
Knowledge, dedication, and his will to be that fit. I mean, this is over the years that he's been working on it. So, and he's been evolving each year, maybe every month.
Is there a method to his physical fitness? What physical fitness is he going up to?
One word, CrossFit.
How important is CrossFit to get onto that bike? I mean, I just
Like,
like to take some
I won't
opinion.
say like CrossFit is like you need to do CrossFit, not like that. You can do any cardiovascular activity. You can do even like swimming, it can make you fit. Because you can, increase your VO2 max. That's like, aerobic capacity of your lungs.
There is something what Navneet Kumar does, especially in the Mickey Mouse Con, is able to get a little more out of that bike. What does he do that he's able to get that traction? I know I'm asking for secrets because when you're watching the Royal Enfield Continental GT Cup races, we got to understand what is he doing on the bike.
Yeah.
It's magic what
So,
he does.
this is as per me. Now, what he does is exactly what he knows. But according to me, even if you check every tires for every racers, most of them leave a little room for margin of error. This guy doesn't have that. So he leans in much more. So you can carry more speed, but it's at the cost of more risk. So it's more riskier. You might have a low side, but he's willing to go for it. So that's like a gamble you're doing over
If
there.
I'm being honest, he's so far ahead. I don't even know what he's doing.
How it has been just to watch these pros get onto the bike and just taking that learning, because one thing that all of you would have learned is the rider feedback, to go back into the pit lane, talk to your tuner and get your bike to the position that you wanted. So talk to me about that.
That takes years to, this giving feedback, you need to perfect. You need to know how to give feedback. You can't just say, this is what is happening. No, this doesn't work like that. I mean, there's a lot of precision required. And I think you will gain that only over the years of riding. How to properly give feedback to the tech team. And not everyone can do that.
What a session that we've had at the Royal Enfield Ride Pure podcast. Before we quickly wind up, I would want each of you, starting from Joring, to talk about your experience of just being on the track and how does it feel when you're there on the track?
It's really different, and like you don't even know what's happening. It's just you and your bike. So my first experience was the previous year, like GT Cup, and then this year again on amateurs, and I'm also racing in INMRC. No, yeah.
Wow, nicely said. So,
I mean, this is my first race ever. I've been doing only practicing and open sessions for like a year and a half right now. It's been what I've been doing track, 1.5, 2 years, let's say. But it's my first ever race, and thanks to Royal Enfield, it has been the best experience now. But that's also a problem. Now, the rest races I go for is not going to be this great. So it's going to be a little less from this. So I need to know that, I have to do a little more. Because Royal Enfield does everything for you for this. I mean, it's a blessing to be here because they take care of literally everything. Who does that?
That's very magnanimous of you. Thank you for saying that. Kaibo!
Absolutely. Yeah, so for me, it's my first experience racing too. Like it's my first experience, like literally racing on a official event. So for me, like the thing what Royal Enfield is doing, like it's totally amazing. With and the technicians over there is like really great, and they are helping us so much. And like while I'm on the bike, it's like you can just forget about everything, and you can just zone out and race. I'm really thankful to Royal Enfield giving us a chance to race.
Kaibo, Joring, Zorvda, thank you very, very much for having us and coming over. And thank you for being part of the Royal Enfield Continental GD Cup. These are our next superstars, rock stars, who will be moving into the pro categories in the next coming season. Now, the idea is very simple. We are trying to raise champions and pro riders in the Royal Enfield Continental GD Cup. Thank you so much for watching. This was the Royal Enfield Ride Pure podcast.